Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Scott, welcome back to another YouTube content video. In this video guys, I want to go over some updates or DLC updates or different updates that Hello Loose could add to the game to really spark up the game even more. Which I think they've definitely gone in a very clear cut, very good path so far, with their last update being very good with the movement. But I think they need to add a bit more content, or like a lot more content, so I wanted to kind of give my own input in what like theaters or fronts of World War II they should go on. So since we have just got Omaha Beach, I think we should also get some other beach landings, right? So I think we definitely need to get Iwo Jima and a lot of the Pacific Guadalcanal type areas where you're fighting through dense jungle, and I guess as a hardcore shooter, so it'll be very interesting. If you're going to take it slow, you're going to be running through the jungle, you're going to be taking it slow, and then the landings would be hectic. And then they could add in new uniforms, new different types of weapons. I know in Battlefield 5 they have lunge mine. If they could do that for the Japanese side, that'd be very cool. A katana as a melee weapon. I know it's a little bit far-fetched, but I still think it'd be really cool, or at least a little cosmetic design, just because the officers did have katanas on the Japanese side. So I definitely think that this island combat could be very, very good for Hell Let Loose, as with the offensive game mode, you're always pushing 2 or so objectives and then moving up, and that can really put into island hopping really well. So you have a little island that you first attack, and then it branches off, and then it goes like, you know, just use your imagination with how these islands can be set up. Definitely without Iwo Jima would be an insane battle to add on to Hell Let Loose, which I think that bring in a lot of players since they already have Omaha Beach. And then if they have Iwo Jima in there too, that'd be a great combination. And then they can add new uniforms, new styles like the Arasaka, what other guns? I forgot what Japanese weapons they use, but we can definitely add in more Thompsons, more BAR type weapon classes, or like how the squads are loaded out, because I know I was watching this documentary about like Marine Raiders in the Pacific, and they had a bigger squad size with more like diversity of weapons. So it wasn't like almost everybody has an M1 Grand, it's like an M1 Grand with a BAR and then other weapons, just to give them more firepower with a bigger squad. Which if they set up like some like the Iwo Jima map like that, I think that could really add to the immersion, and really feel like you're these soldiers or these Marines fighting in Iwo Jima and Japan, and then you go to Omaha Beach and like, okay, you're these Rangers getting deployed onto the beaches in Normandy. I think that could be a very interesting aspect. I think they can add definitely new gadgets to boost
they're up on the left side.
But
so
definitely could explore a lot other areas like Guadalcanal, Battle for Iwo Jima, which is the biggest one I really want to see. Everybody wants to play these big, well-known battles, and that's just how us gamers kind of are. You always want to play these well-known battles because that's kind of where you get all the immersion from. And then next, I wanted to talk about like Russia in the Eastern Front. We could have like Nose in the Gans and PPSHs and Molotovs. We could be fighting for Leningrad or Stalingrad, and just having this wintry mix, which I know we already avoid, but we can add in new uniforms for the Russians. We can have new uniforms for the Germans. We can even fight in like a heavy snowdrift, which would be very cool. We can fight in the streets of Stalingrad, and then have the river going through Stalingrad, and then you can, you know, fight outside the city, in the city. It can be very close quarters urban combat, much like Karantan, but having like Russian weapons, which I think that would be definitely something they need to explore to keep people kind of moving along, because I have always wanted to see the Eastern Front in a hardcore shooter like Hell Let Loose or Postscriptum. I think that is something that they really need to explore, because who doesn't like the Mo's in the game? That gun's so cool. I don't. And then another one was the battle for North Africa, which could be very, very interesting. these like wide open areas that are not like these little towns and cities, but there's like fighting on the outskirts. Kind of like how in Battlefield 1 there was that desert map that had the main little town and then a fighting around the outskirts, which could be very cool. Fighting in a sandstorm would be pretty cool, but I know they're not big into these big levolution
Squad, can you hear me?
events.
Is my mic work? Alright.
But
Yo.
again, I think it'd be very, very interesting. You'd be playing as the British in North Africa versus the Germans, and then you can add in more British type weapons.
We are getting
And then,
fucked up on the left side, man.
Another one would be really
believe
cool.
they
Would be
pushed up
like
that
the
quick.
Italian front. So you're fighting in the Italian Alps, going up and down mountains. You're fighting on the coastline. Very interesting. So there are a lot of other choices we can go from. Definitely having Omaha Beach is definitely a very big step in the right direction. And then they're definitely overhauling their game very, very well. I think this game definitely has a lot of potential, but I think they need to start moving with the momentum into different fronts, which I haven't heard anything about yet, but it would just be very, very interesting to have in this game. So what do you guys think? Comment down below. I know it's a really quick video, and really, I mean, it's just some really cool topics. I thought that would be very, very good to explore with new weapons and guns. Much like Battlefield 5, how they did add the Pacific Infantry Theater. What do you guys think? Definitely, like, give me a detailed comment on what else you guys would want to see out of this game. I wouldn't mind seeing 101st Airborne parachuting, if they can get, like, that down. I know that probably takes forever to animate, but, I mean, I think the more animation you have, the more realistic it gets. I mean, they just had that big update where they overhauled all the movement systems, the sounds, the weapons, the weapon types, the guns, which definitely added to the immersion. You feel heavier, you feel more weighty. It feels good. It's really good. But I think they have a lot of potential because it's World War II. It's the biggest war that's pretty much ever happened in modern history. So they have so much they can do. They have so much information to grab from. And, you know, us as a player who's waiting for these really cool updates to come out, and we're sitting here speculating like how you guys are. So, again, guys, speculate with me down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.